Hi guys, it's me, Christy. I'm back. So I'm going to wait a couple seconds until Facebook tells me that I'm live. Otherwise, I end up sitting here talking and then find out I need to repeat myself. So I'm back for part two. Hello, hello. It just said that I was live. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Christy with Goddess Gallery and Abundant Healing and Wellness here with you. And I am here for part two of a surprise live that I decided to do last night. So I am painting a painting of a photograph that I took when I was in Sedona at a stupa. It's a prayer area, worship temple. Anyway, so it's said that there are thousands of prayers inside of the stupa, prayers and blessings. So I sketched it out, and now I'm working to incorporate my painting with my sketching because, as you know, if you followed me, this time last year I was not sketching at all. I was just painting. And so now I've been working on my sketching, and I'm working to get the two blended together. Interesting thing though, I noticed that my paintings are not as free as they were, so I have to pay attention to that. So I went ahead and cleaned my palette, and what I've added is some vivid green, and then I have a pretty bright green here. And then I have some red and some white and some cobalt blue, burnt umber, and some raw umber, and a little bit of yellow ochre. Hello, hello, welcome. Christy with Goddess Gallery on part two of painting of the stupa. So while I took a break, I went ahead and did this bigger body here, the sand, and then a little bit of this. So that it wouldn't take quite so long, because that took quite a bit of time. Oh, and the rock. I started the detail on the rock. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I think I'm going to work on the little flags. I still have more detail to do here on the mountains. Now, what I was thinking while I was away was I was looking at this, and I like the light and the dark here. However, I want to add more detail to it, and since the sun is rising, the light will be casting here, and so this also will be brighter, and so I think I'm going to add a little bit of white here, or, tan, this burnt sienna with some white in it, and make another ledge here, so it's like the sun is illuminating these particular areas. And then again, this, I was going to do curls with a toothpick. So I'm still having a lot of learning to do and growing. I don't have any formal teaching. I just do this from my heart. So, and I listen to other artists and I observe what they do. So that's how I'm learning. So it's a transition, and as you know, I'm a big person on getting your hands in there and doing it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start with my flags, and as I had mentioned, I believe it was they did red, white, yellow, blue, green, red, white, yellow, blue, green. So I'm going to go ahead and work on these flags here. I'm so excited to be doing this with you guys. I really thought about this a lot while I was taking my little break. And I realized how much I actually missed coming on here and doing these lives with you guys. And it never matters whether there's one of you or there's 100 of you. I just enjoy spending time with you and allowing you to see me be brave and go on camera and share my artwork and let you see it as I grow, giving you hopefully a little bit of inspiration to be brave and do what you want to do. And also, of course, I teach the transformation of sadness, which is a fantastic healing modality for healing trauma. I developed it for healing trauma from domestic violence and abuse. And so it's a wonderful, art is a wonderful therapeutic tool as well. So helps you figure out who you are. So let's go ahead and start with these flags. And so I'm going to do my white first, obviously, since then I don't have to worry about cleaning my brush. Let's be real. Okay, so I need the first one to be white. And I'm also going to have to come, ooh, I almost dropped my brush. I'm also going to have to come through here and do a cable so that these flags don't look like they're just hanging in midair. They could, however. Okay, so the white is after the green. Yeah, so I really am very glad to be back here today. I may do another one tomorrow. I'm thinking about doing a challenge with you guys for painting. Just to see if you guys are ready to, I don't know, discover who you are or not. Be brave. Okay, and this one was, this is white. Here we go. I just want to inspire you guys. That's my goal. All right. Do this one little flag down here and I'll let you see where I am. What was I thinking about when I was outside? I was thinking about what is it that I want you guys to take from me? What do I want you to learn from me? And I was seriously thinking about that. And I came up with the answer. I want to express and teach people how to live fiercely when the rest of the world doesn't believe in you or you don't believe in yourself. I want to teach people how to get back to heart space and live fiercely. Dance like nobody's watching, baby. All right, so now I'm going to move to my red flags. My red ones. I'm going to rinse that brush out. And we're going to go ahead and, oh, I think I got that color wrong. That's all right. That's all right. I don't think anybody's going to be looking to see if my flag colors are in order. However, second look at it, and I didn't make a mistake. Oh, you can't even see. There we go. Sorry about that. Beautiful, beautiful. Uh-oh, I skipped this whole entire line. Well, there we go. I skipped a white one. This one was supposed to be white. That's why I got confused there. I was like, wait a second, I'm missing a color. I skipped this whole entire line. There's another one there that should have been white. Right there. Silly, silly, got ahead of myself. That's okay. So we'll come over here. I'm going to do these guys. This way you can see me better when I turn the canvas. Yeah, I needed to go over these other white ones again anyway. They're pretty light. That works. Beautiful. Okay, and I've got one more red one down here. I'm going to have to rinse my brush really good. Otherwise, I will forget to do the white ones. So, I'll show you those, where I'm at with those. It's looking pretty good. Pretty stellar. All right, so I'm going to rinse this brush real good. I don't want any pink flags. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do those white ones again. Well, the ones that I should have done, and go over the other ones. I hope you can see that. Yes. A little curve to that one, since it's in the wind. And that one's supposed to be white. I still have to put the blue in here as well. I've missed a whole nother one there, and I'm not sure what color it is right here. However, I'll figure it out, I guess. I obviously skipped one. I'll have to pick a color that's not real close. I used to have one of these Tibetan flags on my porch. I wonder if you guys did. Save Tibet. I don't know if you guys know the history of Tibet or not. But you know, the Dalai Lama was exiled from his own country back in, I think it was either, I want to say 73. And the future Dalai Lama has been held in captivity in China since his birth, quite some time ago. They stole him. It's very sad, because they want their land. Very, very crazy. Okay, so now I need to do my blue. So I've got the cobalt blue here is what I chose. Just add a little bit of water to it. Ooh, I got a little extra on my brush there. I don't need that extra water. Come back over here to my flags. I'm going to have to probably go over that a second time. It's very light. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Tiny, tiny little triangles. A little more water there. So here is this side. I still have to figure out what color to do that one. If you guys want to tell me which one in the box, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and come over here to this side and do my blue ones. Start down here. All right. It's a very thin blue. Its coverage is not very good on this particular paint. It should be pretty good. It's from the art store. Some you like better than others. That's just the way it goes, right? Okay. All right, I'm going to touch up this one and then I'll show you guys where I am. And I like it. And there we are with our other flags. So it's looking very good. See that? Very nice. All right, now that we've had some fun with some color, I need to touch up. Oh, what color did I decide I was going to do? Maybe green. I'll do that one green and then I'm going to touch up the yellow. Oh, I've got a little bit of extra water on my brush here. Oh my goodness, that was almost dangerously bad. See, it's also your comedy hour. There are no bloopers. The bloopers are in the video when you're with me. You don't have to wait for the bloopers to come out. Okay, so there's that one is green. And, oh, I was going to touch up the yellow. Uh-oh, I don't have any of that yellow out here, though. So I better pull some out of my bag. I thought I had done that. Here we go. So it's just a yellow, medium yellow that I'm gonna put here. Oh, it's getting low. It's a pretty thin one as well. Okay. And there we are, touched up on the flags. All right. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to the tree and I'll turn this so you guys can see better. I'm going to come back to the tree here and do a little bit of shading and the greenery on here. So let's see what I can do here. I want to do a little more detail on here. So I'm going to add some raw umber. Make sure that's the color I want. With a little bit of yellow ochre. And a touch of water. Make sure that's going to be where I want it. Yep. So it's like a mustardy color. And one side is brown. So it's adding some dimension and highlighting. I'll show you that here in just a moment. I'm going to add a little bit more of that raw umber and yellow ochre. Just come up here to the tips and just add a little bit there. Just for dimension. Okay, and I will do this one over here and then I'll show you where I'm at. A little bit more and do this very tippy top. Okay, so there we go. There's our tree. As you can see, I added those other colors in there, made it a little bit more defined. And the trees are much darker there than they are other places. At least that's what I noticed. And you see some trees with the bark peeling off of them, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so now I've got that on there. Now I'm going to go ahead and I have this cactus over here too, and I have this greenery. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse my brush off now and blend some greens together. So I'm going to use this vivid green, and I'm going to add a little bit of the yellow ochre. Lighten that up, and then I'm going to add a little bit of the raw umber. I want it to be darker. I think I'm going to need a little bit more of that raw umber. I was really hoping, let's pull out a little bit more. I was really hoping for a little bit deeper shade of green. Maybe I'll have to do a touch of black or something with a little bit more of this raw umber in here. Maybe if I come over here and mix it. There we go. I want more of like a olivey, deeper. There we go. There we go. Perfect. You know, more of a sagey kind of a green. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Okay, and now what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put some leaves on here, and I'm going to do this shrub down here. And I don't think this is the brush that I want to use. However, I think I could use it for my leaves here on my tree. So let's see what I can do. Let's just see. See, I'm just taking my brush and just pressing the tip. Yeah, it's a little stiff, but that's okay. See that? I like it. And that works for me. As long as I like it, then it's good, right? When you do your paintings, as long as you like it, that's all that matters. Oh, that was a floppy one. There we go, there's another one. I'm not very ambidextrous, it doesn't look like going from left to right. So maybe I should just do one at a time. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn this a bit. I want to get those little tips. And I should probably make them a little bit more sporadic. There we go. Oh, that's a big one. Okay, I'll show you where I'm at now. So I was a little stiff there at the top. And so I started to loosen up a little bit, and I started to put them down there. So let's continue on with some more leaves. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. This poor little guy over here, we gotta fix this guy. There we go. Make him look a little bit less stiff. that one branch looks really stiff. That's all right. I'm aware for next time. A little more paint. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So here's where we're at now with that. Coming down through here, I still have this little bit to do down here. I want to do a little more through here because that's where that gray was that I had forgot to cover from the mountain. So I want to do that. And I gotta do this very carefully, otherwise it could look like a green blob, right? And I do not want a green blob. That would be just way too easy for me to make. Okay. We might just end up letting it be. Just letting it be. Sometimes that's what you gotta do, is just let go. Ebb and flow, let it go. All right. You ever notice that when you're trying to be perfect? And by the way, don't try, because people who try are replaced by people who do, number one, so you're doing. But two, whenever you are trying to do something, you always push to be perfect the first time out, and that's really ridiculous. So if we just let it go and say, hey, that was fun, I'll get better next time, then it won't be so stressful for you when you do art. Don't put such unrealistic expectations on yourself. Okay. So I think, yep, I think this is good. And maybe one over on this side. Yes, yes. Okay, because it's not like I was in the jungle, I was in Arizona, right? And the tree was probably a little more brown than that anyway. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see you on here, John. Hello, dear. Sounds like Bob Ross. Oh my God, I love you. I'm so sorry I didn't see you on there. You know what? I probably should. You know, I heard a lot about Bob Ross, that he never took a dime for any of those paintings that he shows that he did. He took the money and put it back into the program. And he used to be I want to say he was a Marine, a Green Beret or something amazing in the military. Really high up there, a warrior. Hi, I was so sorry. I just caught that you were there. Yeah, so I heard that Bob Ross when he got out of the military, said that he would never yell again, and that's why he always whispered on his show. He was in the military. He was I don't know, drill sergeant or something, but he was way up there, and he decided he was never going to yell again. So that's why he always whispered. But anyway, so back to my happy little painting. So this was I sketched it from a photograph that I took when I was in Arizona. So how are you doing today, dear? You know what? You're probably right. it it would definitely make you more calm. And I heard too that they could never find any of the locations of his paintings. And I could tell you exactly why. Typically, when I paint something, it's like a piece of a location that I liked here, and another piece of that one, and another piece of that one. And so you end up putting it all together. That's why you can identify where his paintings are. But anyway, so I'm going to work on my little tree some more here. Yeah, I loved his show. I put stuff up here on his. Do you paint by chance? I'd love to see some of your work. I know that you're always having good meals. Okay, so I'm going to switch colors a little bit and add a little bit more. I need some more burnt umber in here. And go over here to my little bushes. Oh, thank you, thank you. I was as we're all ascending and going through this, higher consciousness thing. I've really been evaluating what I do that I love, and I pretty much do everything that I love. Oh, you like watching? Watching is fun because you get a lot of creative ideas. But I came to the conclusion, so I love traveling. I love doing all those things. But the thing that always makes me smile is teaching. Just teaching. Having fun, just being me, letting people understand that it's okay to just be you. I like seeing people rejoice of their own success. It is a calming hobby, for sure. I don't know if you remember or not, but this time last year, I was teaching art and stuff for kids like every day at 2 o'clock. When the pandemic started, I started doing this. And I found that I really loved it. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here and play with some bushes. So I'm just going to do my brush again and just like random little, and I'm going to come back through here and do some texture with some other colors and cover this in a little bit better. This green is very transparent. But if I do too many at one time, then I'll end up with another green blob. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was thinking about doing some live meditations again. I think that people could probably use it. I don't know how many people that you are associated with or how many people that you know that are awake. I knew that you were going to say that about that. As soon as that came out of my mouth, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But I think that a lot of people that are starting to become aware of what is going on energetically on this planet, I think that maybe it might be starting to freak some people out again. Some people that are just newly becoming aware. So I was thinking that maybe meditation might be a good thing to do again. Just to help keep people calm. That's why I did it last year. Is just to help people from freaking out. To keep their immune systems high. So they didn't have stress. Because as you know, the media, good Lord, the media makes everybody afraid of everything. And people really don't pay much attention to the fact that it's called a program for a reason. What do you enjoy doing? And so here are the bushes. There we go. What do you enjoy doing for fun? Come over here and do this one now. And actually, I like that one better, that I was a little more free with it. Instead of worrying it was going to be a blob. You overthink it, then you don't become very fluid with your painting. I can't stand it either. I haven't watched the news or television on a regular basis since my son was deployed to Afghanistan the first time. So that would have been in 2009, 2010. I stopped watching television. And I started reading. And if I do watch television, it's like a documentary or something about art or something spiritual. It's all just to program you. Okay, so I had enough. Oh gosh, right? Oh, you do? Oh, well, that would be very interesting. You have to keep your mouth shut a lot, huh? Oh my gosh. Years ago, I worked at Oregon State University, and one of my kiddos graduated, and he became a producer and asked me to do a cooking show on the news channel. And I thought about it, but I didn't end up doing it because it was before I had the New York Post. Really? Wow. I thought, wow, that's a big one. Yeah, I was too afraid to be on camera. So it doesn't probably look like it now, but like a year and a half ago, I was terrified to come on here. I was absolutely terrified. All right, so there's where I am with the shrubs. Now, this is like actually, uh, it's hard to tell from here, but it actually was a ponderosa pine that was on the ledge down below. So I don't know, I'll maybe make it a cactus or something. That seems like appropriate. Oh, it's okay. I enjoy the company. And this isn't about perfection anyway. That's not why I do this. I do this because I am learning and I want other people to be brave and try to do things that they've always thought about doing. I want people to believe in themselves. And so if I come on, painting is turning out beautiful. Oh, thank you. If I come online and I'm not perfect and I'm just me, then maybe I can inspire other people to just be them and be real and not pretend to be who they're not. That's all. And teach some people how to heal some trauma on the way. That's my goal. I just like to spread love and light. So I've done that dark bush. I think I'm going to. I think it's a little bit dark for me. So I'm going to wait until that dries, and then I'm going to add a couple more layers of green, but lighten that up a bit. And then I've got this one to do down here. So I don't like that color at all that I had. So I'm going to mix some raw umber with some yellow ochre and a little bit of the green. Let's see if that will give me a deeper, there we go, ruddier color. I don't know, it's almost like an army green. Thank you for your compliment on my painting. I appreciate it. So what would you like to do that you've never done? I have a lot yet to do. I still have to skydive. Okay, enjoy Nashi. Love and light, as it is above is below. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on here. And actually, I'm almost wondering if I want to outline this one and then do some stippling. Give it some texture. I like when I get the texture in these things. So I'm just outlining, and then as soon as I get some of this excess off of my brush here, I will go ahead and stipple. And actually I could take some of this on my other bush here and add a little bit of scatterings of this color to use some of the excess off of here. Perfect. Then it gives it a little bit more dimension. Okay, so I just added that other color on there. The lighting is pretty bad, you can't really see. The rock turned out fairly okay. I can see I've got some texture in there. I still want to work on that a little bit more. And so now I'm over here on this part. And if you are just joining me again, this is Christy with Goddess Gallery. And, oh, you're going to have some pizza. Have a good day. You enjoy your pizza. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on with this. And for those of you just joining me, I'm Christy with Goddess Gallery. And this is a painting of a picture that I took when I was in Sedona. And so I just sketched it out last night, and I haven't been on to do a live with you guys in a while, and I missed you. And so I realized how much I enjoy doing this with you, and so I thought I'd jump on here. So now where I'm at is I'm going to, I've got that green. I was going to switch brushes is what I'm doing here. So I want to switch some brushes here. I'm going to add a little more water here and a little bit more color. There we go. So now I've got my number 8. No, it's my number 10 flat. And I'm just going to come through here and stipple away. Also, too, when you do stippling, it's a good time to add other colors. Or if you like the fading, it's a good thing for fading. And it also is good for assisting with lighting. That's what I've noticed anyway. And because it's watercolor, your goal is to push that extra puddle of water around to make the dimension and textures that you want. Okay, so I'm going to add a little more here. It's like putting on a special pair of goggles and looking at it through a different lens. And stippling, I don't know if you know, however, stippling, Monet did a lot of. He did over 100 water lily paintings, and they were all stippling. So you can add a lot of depth to a painting by stippling. All right, so now there's my bush. Now those lines are a little hard on the outside there, so I'm going to actually go right into that with my brush that I've been stippling with and kind of cut into that a little bit so it's not quite so harsh. Thin it a little, just so there's a fine outline, or none in some areas. There we go. Just blending that, softening that so it's not quite so harsh. And leaving the bottom one a little bit thicker so that you can see that it's off of the ground. And it gives you the perception of the bottom. Okay, so there is the bush, as you can see, looking very nice. Okay, now I do like that color, so I'm going to come over here and add this little sagey over here as well, because these are just a little bit too dark. There we go, and that's adding some nice depth and dimension. Not so one-dimensional. Okay, so as you can see, you'll see it better when it dries. Can you see that? There we go. I added this lighter color and it just really popped those out a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to work on my, I'm going to say it's a cactus. This is actually the perfect color for that. Hopefully I didn't thin that too much. I don't think so. Okay. I'm just going to come right on up here and push my tip down and just pull. And I will probably have to come back through with my bushes. That's okay. Perfect. All right. So there is my cactus. Looking good. Now, the interesting thing that I noticed about cactus while I was in my travels is that when they die, they have roots like trees. It's pretty amazing. And when they dry out, they get a skeleton that looks like mesh. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so there's my cactus, and once that dries, I'll add a little bit more color to that. Maybe I will, let's see, use my fine brush and do the edge on that, maybe though. Yeah, let's do that. If that's going to work. There we go. Oh, it's still too light, I think. There we go. It's light, however, it is highlighting here on some of this. There we go. Okay. Now, so let's find some darker green. Let's see about, I think that'll work. See about making a hole, because some birds use these actually for birdhouses. I was very surprised by that. It was pretty cool. I mean, they gotta make a house somewhere, right? Okay. know if I want to use this and make lines in it or not. Maybe not. But I can use this. I go back to my bush here. And just add a couple of lines for shadowing. That works. Okay, there we go. All right, now I think what we're going to do, or I'm going to do, is I'm going to go ahead and do, what colors do I have left here? I'm going to go ahead and, actually I think I'm going to work on the Buddha curls. First I need to do his face though. So he was made out of wood. And so I would like to keep it close to that. Oops. So I'm going to, I think, use yellow ochre and a little bit of burnt umber. There we go. I believe that I had a friend of mine that told me that burnt umber and yellow ochre make a perfect African American caramel skin. So in case you're curious, all right, so this is the color that I've decided, burnt umber and yellow ochre for my statue. Because he was made out of wood. I just want to be very careful to outline the curls. Because those are most important, at least to me. There we go. I see how that's lightening up. And actually, I think I like it. I believe it's because of the blue under. I did put Gizo on it, however. Okay. So now I also I want to do his ear, but it's got detail in it. So I have an ear over here, so I'll do a little piece of this ear. Okay, and so there's his head. Now, be very careful here. I could do the outline and then I could do the inside of the ear a little bit darker to emphasize deeper depth. Because of the shadowing. Perfect so far. All right, now I'm going to move over here. I've got a tiny bit of that green mixed with that. There we go. I'm going to do the ear on the inside. Although that doesn't really look like it darkened it much, it looks like it lightened it. Interesting. So, I don't know how you guys are doing out there, if you're painting this with me, if you're painting something else. I hope you're enjoying this one. Okay. So now I have my Buddha done, my Buddha head done. All right. Wow, it's already been an hour. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to work on this tonight and maybe finish it off with you guys tomorrow. I'm really enjoying that. So thank you so much for joining me again. This is Christy with Goddess Gallery and Abundant Healing and Wellness. And I was painting a photograph of Stupa that I was in Arizona. So I'm sending you guys much love and light. Go out there and express yourself and be you. And if you have haters, that means you're doing something right. So be you and just let them hate on you and be jelly. So much love to you. As it is above is below. And I'll see about finishing this off with you guys tomorrow. Love and light, guys. Bye-bye.